What an absolute fucking treat, boys. We've been waiting months for this. Kirb from Two Flogs, Knuckles from Country Trucker Caps, proper true yarns as well.
This is like when the Bushwhackers partnered up with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. That's just what it feels like. There is matches and petrol in one fucking room and a kid that was always outside the classroom when everyone else was getting taught.
Well, it was like me looking through at the window at Ash London before.
Yes. So why don't we just start with that? Why don't we start with that? So Ash London is...
She's a goddess.
So for a lot of... with your wife sitting in the room, this is great stuff.
Oh, it's not a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm a music head, so I'm a big fan of Ash London. So
yeah,
last time I was here,
DJs.
she just left, and I'm like...
So just explain for people, because people in Australia know who Ash London is. People in New Zealand are now getting to know who Ash London is.
She's a music guru in Australia. Like she was on, she was late night. She was late night radio and just all rock and all that sort of stuff. So when I was a kid, Ash London was, I don't know, she must be fucking, I'm 45 next week.
She doesn't look 45.
No.
She doesn't, she'll be 30s.
No, she's got to be
She started super young.
Yeah, but she was like Ash London, like for me, like she's the music guru of radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, when I was here last time, you said, Ash London's over there. I got all excited. Yeah. I was like looking at the windows
a little bit.
Yeah. So she's currently doing the breakfast show on the Edge, which is a radio station here in New Zealand. And so we just went and stared at the back of her head while she was doing it.
And I'm pretty sure Andrew sat there and masturbated.
I told you, it's not a sexual thing. It's a music nerd thing.
Yeah.
It's a nerd thing.
Oh, she's so good. We're lucky to have her. We really are.
Knuckles, like, you're proper true yarns. I mean, you've been doing a whole bunch of catch-ups since you've been here. One of the people that you caught up with, Kurt Capewell, who's and you know, the Waz, every single person that listens to this podcast knows who the Waz
for the Waz, didn't it?
No, well, fuck this
building,
year's
mate.
not
We're
our
building.
year.
We're
Next
building.
year is our year.
Oh, but like I was saying to Capes, I said, mate, obviously I've grown up with him since he's a kid, played footy with his brothers, fucking very long time. I said, mate, you look at what he's done and where he's been. He's the fucking good luck charm, I believe, mate. Like, he played from early days, they were winning premierships, to then he went to the Sharks, wins the first ever one for the Sharks. Then he goes to the fucking Broncos. They fucking just get beaten.
Yeah.
In
Which
the
is
grand
one of
final.
the greatest days of all time.
Fuck
When
off.
the Broncos just get beaten, you're like, yes!
I never cry and I
When
sat
they
there
get
and cried.
belted, you're like, when they get beaten when they should win, you're like, that's a good day for Australia.
That's
Fuck the Broncos.
North Queensland. That was that game.
That was when they played the Panthers, actually.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and
yes. Mate, they've been
then
fucking
he
bridesmaids quite a bit, eh?
Yeah.
proper. Then KP goes to the Panthers and sets their whole regime up that they win.
Yeah.
He gets a premiership at the Panthers, and then he comes to the Waz, and I said to everyone, I
It's
said,
coming here. It's
I
definitely
said-
the way
so-
it's built. You are right. It is built.
mate, he then Curdy said, mate, if I can get the first ever premiership for the Waz, he said, mate, he said, I will happily fucking retire and never.
It'll be nuts, eh?
He goes, so first for the Sharks, fucking won at Penrith, fucking nearly won at the Broncos. And I said, mate, he's the fucking oracle. Ipswich Jets, they got one.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. Yeah.
Because
What a
there is
human.
like they've got the team. Like Barney had the same thing. So Mitch Barney, he's like we've got the players to get the job done, and we've got the experience like Capes and some of the older heads that are in there, and we've got the backs, and we just.
It's just injuries, man.
It's
we
coming
just got
injuries.
absolutely
Injuries got used this year
rinsed.
towards the end.
Yeah.
But my mate, I had on the flogs for this week. Gibbo's on holiday, so I had a mate come in. He's a diehard Eels fan, and his uncle's Brett Kenny, Bert. So he's like the greatest number 6 of all time. So when
Easy.
So in Bert, easily the greatest 6 of all time.
Easy.
So Bert gave him his old tracksuit. So when Bert in '86 grand final, he gave and Noddy's the same build as him, so he started wearing the tracksuit. So once he started wearing the tracksuit later in life, Parramatta started becoming shit progressively, right? And he's like, "Fuck, probably shouldn't wear this tracksuit." So he didn't wear it for years. This is no shit. They make the grand final against Penrith 5 years ago, and he started the Penrith dynasty by wearing it to their first grand final. He's like, "Fuck!" And Bert rings him and goes, "I want it back." Can you imagine?
You fucked it.
So he's on this week's episode with us. And he's a lunatic, like he's a plumber. I did my plumbing apprenticeship with him, and he's just this funny fucking dude with just yarns from anywhere.
Amazing.
And yeah, he just turns out that he's Brett Kenny's fucking. He told this great joke about. Oh, it wasn't a joke. It's a true story. So Eric Groth, right, the guru, and he Noddy's mum and dad were getting married, and Noddy's old man was a greenskeeper at Parramatta Lease Club.
Wow.
He's like, we need someone to film the wedding. And Guru at the time, who's like fucking Origin player, he's a superstar, right? Eric Groth Senior, absolute superstar. He goes, "Oh yeah, I got this new nifty fucking camera. I can I'll film your wedding for you, Nod. So Noddy's old man goes, sweet, that'd be great. So Guru set it up, and something's happened, and he got it all set up so it'd move and shit. He just had to turn it on, get pissed, and just film the wedding. Well, he's pushed the button, unbeknownst to him, that someone had already turned it on. He turned it off. So Eric Grove ruined this bloke's wedding. They're sitting down to watch it. There's a start. The fuck does happen?
It's got 4 seconds.
An hour and a half of nothing. It was on like film at those days.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big one of those big fucking cameras.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah,
news
so they reckon
setups.
that's why Guru, when he retired, never got into the film industry, because everyone's like, you're fucking hopeless. Now he's a scout now. He scouts for the NRL.
I did that. I'm fucking notorious for that too. So my wife walked in Fashion Week this year for Karen Walker. And so it's a big deal. She's modelled basically her whole life, and the catwalk was her thing. She fucking loves
You're
it.
punching. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're aware of this. Yeah.
Two models. I think two models end up together. You're good looking rooster.
If we weren't, you'd be going, what the fuck are you up to?
Yeah.
But no one goes, yeah, man, here's my wife. Look how shit she is. I haven't got a single mate that would do
He
that.
gave my wife a 6% hand grenade about half an hour ago, and she's fucking blind at 9 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
and shout out to Frankie's too.
Yeah, can I have one? Is there another one floating around?
That is
Where
a
are
good.
they?
All downstairs.
I haven't had one yet.
Yeah, it's fucking
Mate,
delicious,
this is
man.
sensational.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Nice
shout
work.
out. If you're not drinking them, fucking start drinking them. These are unreal.
Yeah, we
You
just
wouldn't
both
think
put them on our
pisses in it.
Instagram stories. Like, I'd had a mouthful with that's going on Instagram. That's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
awesome.
fucking
They're
delicious.
killer.
But
Shit,
so my
right.
wife was walking, and my one job was to film her walking in the
Oh,
show.
no.
So I've got the exact same thing. It just goes like this, just to fucking the floor both times she
Fucking
comes
muppet.
out. And it was this massive. They flew over. You know, hobby horsing, which is like a broomstick with a fucking horse head on it. And they jump.
Yeah.
They're the two best chicks in the world in Sweden and Norway or something.
Okay, how
so they
they-
flew
okay.
them out,
Right.
and they fucking had them hurdling these fucking horse jumps the whole way down
The catwalk.
The catwalk. They did it was a massive show. Big. They had the Sarah Hiddeny, like all the 7 stars, all the Adidas athletes that they've done a collaboration with them.
Yeah.
They all came flying out, fucking
so you were
stunt
watching?
people, and I just went like this. I thought I was filming, but I just had it off the whole time and I was looking. And then all she'd see was the end when I just put it down, and I'd have like
That's
5
great.
minutes of black.
So you in the
Jeez,
shit?
that's terrible form from you being a boyfriend of Instagram.
fuck,
You're normally
it was-
better than
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, so do you know about the hobby horse yarn? Are you caught
So
up
I
with the
call
snuggles?
no. So I call
So
it.
Pooh Bandit?
Yeah, so
our
Pooh
mate-
on the Alpha Blokes, Pooh's a new co-host, and he's a sort of like a charismatic sort of fella. And
He's
I,
a big fat cowboy, and we
Yeah.
fucking love him.
And
Yeah,
I
he's
said,
awesome.
He's a
mate,
legend.
I said, brother, you need to enter a hobby horse contest, and we bring like 100 of the loose
doing
trendsetter
it.
fucking units, and we all like cheer and shout and fucking like really make this event. They start, they bring up the fucking rules
Have you
for
seen
hobby
the rules of
horsing.
hobby horsing?
Mate, have in mind.
So what is hobby? So for those people that have
It's
no
a
idea what
wooden
hobby
stick
horse
with a fucking horse head on
Exactly,
it.
it's like a
But you've
fucking
got to
upside down
register.
broom.
If it's a gelding or
it's
a
a mop.
colt or you have to separate them at the show.
So
Like the rules are unbelievable. Dunc will find the rules.
Here we go.
So
The
if
rules
you-
are unbelievable.
They do vary. but
You separate fucking.
Yeah,
wooden
no,
sticks.
you got to but you got to
have a
register them
listen,
and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
But focus on maintaining the stick between the thighs, holding the reins with at least one hand, and completing obstacles without falling or being disqualified for penalties. The horse itself must meet a minimum size and equipment standards, while the rider must wear the appropriate attire.
Go
It's
to
true.
rule number 5.
Go
is-
to rule number 5.
Okay, hang on.
How horses must be groomed and looked after.
Oh, they're not numbered here. I'll click through.
Yeah, so if you have a stallion, and so said stallion might be able to get loose and run amok and get out and sort
And
of
fucking
mate.
bang sticks with other ones. Make little sticks.
Mate,
A
you
docking,
must-
I'd think it'll have to be a docking situation.
and it can't be unbridled. And
You can't have it unbridled.
It must be vet checked.
Yeah, you got to have a vet check.
It is a fucking. It is an
all
upside
in the
down
rules.
mop. Like,
It's a bitch.
this is a mop. It's fucking
it's a mop with
impossible.
So
eyes.
Pooh Bennett's turning it around on Knuckles and going, right, Knuckles,
Okay,
you pay for my team, you pay for my horse and my training, and he'll enter it. He's dead
I'll
set
go-
going to enter it.
Yeah, so and then just as the fucking laugh that it's a fucking stick.
It's a stick.
Come in super hot, have a bloody sign written up, truck
Oh, he'll
with
have
him.
it.
Oh,
Like,
mate.
this guy.
We're gonna have 100
NASCAR
lunatics.
truck.
We'll get-
Coxie's truck in there.
We're going to shave me beard. I've been called Brad Cox 16 times since I've been in New Zealand.
I literally,
I didn't pick up on it, but I was like, yeah, you look fresh.
Look like Coxie.
I went past. I just went past.
But I don't love Cox.
There's a,
Cox.
there's a guy wearing a,
I love him.
the blue pigeon racing
Yeah.
fucking two flogs hat.
Yeah.
He's walking through town, same build. He's walking through about 4 or 5 other lads, and I was like, "Fuck it!" I was just rolling en masse, and I like fuck you, Kirb, because I only saw the back of him. So obviously, that's how everyone greets you.
Yeah.
And this fucking bloke turned around just absolutely perplexed why some random fuck in New Zealand's yelling, fuck you, Kirb, but it's not
We did
out the window.
We've definitely got a demographic. We did a live show in Wollongbar, like in my Gibbo's hometown. We had 500 people there. Knuckles come down for it and all this sort of stuff. And the Alpha blokes were there, and Jarchi and Josh Neal and fuck, who else was there? Zayden, Brizzy, Benny, the whole crew. Like, we just brought the whole crew into fucking town. Fuck, I hope I haven't forgotten anyone. Anyway, my cousin, who doesn't listen to the podcast, has nothing to do with anything, she's messaged me on Facebook, and she goes, there is 300 people that look like you walking around town. I mean, what do you mean? She goes, big fat dudes in black shirts.
I was going to say, did you walk in and just have a tear roll down your inner thigh?
Yeah, so my missus just goes, oh my God.
This is, have I died and gone to heaven?
She's just
I've gone to heaven.
come along going.
The yellow sandwich boards down everywhere.
Just slipped off the chair. Like, she was like, whoa.
Kirb, did you get in 2 fights before you even got to your hotel?
Oh, 2, not physical ones because I can't fight. Everyone knows now.
We'll
but 2 lippy fights at the Auckland airport.
Who was the first round?
The first one was with an American, so fuck him. He started it by being an American.
Hey, buddy, how's it going today?
No, I love Americans. Yeah, fuck you. I'm Canadian. Fuck. No, so I like having cash. So I bought cash with me from Australia, and I wanted to change it over. So there's this little old delightful lady, New Zealand lady, right? A Maori lady, and she's been overseas, and she's coming back with a heap of US dollars. So she was like, and I mean old, like she was fucking 80, like. And she's got her money out, and the guy was going, okay, so what do you want? I want it back in New Zealand currency. So it took her time, and I'm looking, and this is going to take a while. She's old, and he's doing his best to be polite. And there was a bloke standing behind her, who I wasn't really paying attention to, but he's getting a bit itchy. And then the transaction was made, so he's took the American dollars, and he's put the Kiwi dollars up, and then she also did was put in a wallet, but she's an old lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, here's my 50s, here's my 20s, the American guy, I didn't know he's American, he's reached over her, and he goes, I just want... 100 Kiwi dollars
we don't do
with
that.
a US note.
No.
And she's gone, and he's like brushed her. And the guy behind the counter obviously is working, has to be polite. I don't.
Yeah.
And I just leaned and I said, what the fuck are you doing, mate? And he just goes, huh? And he's turned around and he went, ooh. And I went, fuck off. Leave her alone. Like, look how old she is. And like, she's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I was defending her.
I'm a fucking old-looking 50. Fuck.
It's been a hard life, cunt.
I get it all the time.
I've
Everyone's like,
16
just let him go in
kids.
front of you. I'm like, I'm fucking 40, motherfucker.
Yeah, but she did. So I've defended her. I said, no, we don't fucking do that, mate. Fuck off, wait your turn.
Totally.
Like, fuck off. And then I wanted to push it in front of him then and go, this is what it's like, you fucker, but I didn't.
And then what was wrong with the Tesla taxi?
I refuse to get an electric car, right? So
I can't take you for a ride on a Nissan Leaf.
not a chance.
Have in mind, the man has an electric bike, and
That's
he
only so he
rides-
can booze cruise.
He
It's
rides,
different.
he rides around and he says, "I'm training, I'm doing fitness." I said, "The is electric. You just go beat. You can't
I
ride a
pedal
fucking."
and I'm sweaty when I finish, so it doesn't matter. It's like sex.
You're sweating out sweating.
I can use something electric for sex. I'm still going to sweat. You're going to lose weight, all right? So I can hear my wife giggling in the corner. So yeah, I've gone out, right, and there's this dude with a brand new shiny Tesla sitting in the front row of the Auckland airport. Let's go. And he goes, ooh. And like I said to Knuckles hadn't picked up on this. All the taxi drivers wear fucking suit and ties in Auckland.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, eh?
Yeah.
It's weird.
And also now, if you get an Uber,
still
the
stink.
first car that'll be sent to you will be an electric vehicle because they get prioritised over every other
Well, we got
vehicle.
a Prius today, but it was a hybrid, so I was all right.
Yeah.
So I've got the taxi, and he's like, ooh, buttoned his jacket up. And he goes, hello. I went, not a fucking chance, mate. And he's just going, hey? And I went, nah, I'll go to the Tarago with old bud. And this guy's name's Jamal. And I didn't know at the time. I went, you take cash? He goes, cash is king, my brother! And this Tesla guy's like, fuck it. And I was like, and I loudly just go, I would never get in that fucking thing. And he's like, oh my God. And then I realised that
What is the growth? You run out of charge once, or
I just
what?
like diesel.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Was
the
the Trago
trees.
petrol?
I don't like change.
Yeah, fair
And I
enough.
got hit by a Tesla, so
That is actually a thing because you can't hear the
can't
cunts
hear them.
coming.
no, they hit me. So when one of the first Teslas came out, I was in Ballina. On a crossing, and I was hit by a Tesla. And I went, you silent creep. Like,
Did you
what
ride
are
it off?
hiding? It took the bumper off it.
Yeah,
I
Fucking
won. I
hell.
did way more damage to it than what it did to me.
Yeah.
But it's just in my head. I'm like, fuck them. So I have driven one, not a
Fuck you,
Tesla.
Elon.
I drove a
You can say you've tackled a Tesla. That's
I
fucking.
knocked the bumper off the fucking.
Yeah.
And he got out and
Like a
blamed me. And I
linebacker.
said, see these stripy things that I'm walking on, you fuckwit? I said, they're zebra crossing. He's like, I said, I couldn't hear you coming, you grub. Like, fuck, I hate him.
What time was it, and how much was in the system?
It was like 9 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
was
how
at
much
work.
was in
I
the
probably
system?
should have compoted it. I probably should have compoted it at the time. I reckon I got a
gummies.
good month out of that. But yeah. So Moose, our producer on Two Flogs, he's got a. I call them the Bend Me Over. What are they? BWD or BMD?
Oh, the BYD, greatest
BYD,
vehicle ever made.
sick.
Build your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a larger market share than Nissan and Honda.
They've
Yeah.
got 160,000 developers for that company.
Huge. It's massive.
insane.
They're releasing 15 new models in New Zealand in the next
I
12
don't
months.
mind the four-wheel drive.
We've been
The
in the
hybrid.
Sharks for the last 2 months. They're fucking awesome.
The hybrid, the petrol,
Nah, so it's got a, it's
Yeah,
got, it's got a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine, which
Yes.
basically charges the battery.
the battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't
at
mind
3.5
that.
tons, and it smokes what was a Ferrari 458 to
Yeah,
100
no,
k's.
it's unbelievable. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying with Moose. So we did a live show in June last year that Knuckles as well in Kyogle. And he's like, fine. He's like, mate, I've got my BYD. Can you please take it? So I'm a car head. I went, I'm not fucking driving it, man. I drove it, and it sent me into another dimension of how quick this thing is. And I got out, and he goes, so I must have had a grin on my face. He goes, do you like that? I went, heap of shit. And I've admitted to everyone, like, no, it's the fastest car I've ever driven.
But they just got the record for fastest production car. They had this thing. It's quicker than a Bugatti. Does 496 k's as a road car
For an hour, right?
Oh, yeah,
It's a battery.
Yeah.
This is what my point is.
Yeah.
If we're driving along doing 450 k's an hour like my wife would,
But you get from
For
here
an
to
hour.
Invercargill in an hour.
it just goes. It just goes. Find somewhere to plug it in.
So does my Maserati.
Petrol servo. I just put petrol in the fucking. So I went out. I had the option. We bought a new vehicle. Right. We had to buy a car. Talking to the accountant. I said, I want to buy a car. And he's like, right, this is your budget. And I bought a Y62 5.6 litre petrol patrol. And it's the best thing I've ever owned. And it's full flog pack. Like, noisy, got the big exhaust, dark windows, big wheels, jack dog. It's fucking off its tits. And I fucking love it. And I love driving past Teslas. Just going, lol, oil.
If I had
okay.
to, could drive over you.
I could drive over you. And you've got a patrol. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
are-
was the one
You
told
were half
you.
the reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, because I looked at the GMC, I looked at the Chev, looked at like the big flog trucks. And I went, no, I'm going to patrol. And it's, have you driven a Y62 patrol?
Nah.
They
Fucking
handle like a
bulletproof.
fucking Ferrari.
I love the last two cars you mentioned. They're flog trucks, and I own both of them.
I'm well aware.
Wait, what yarn did I tell you that to prompt me on?
Oh, yeah, no, I've got it sitting right in front of me. I know. So, tomorrow night you were supposed to be going to the Bleeders, though. That's
Yeah.
a fucking funny yarn.
Oh,
Because
fuck, yeah.
I sent through a link to Kirb, and I was like, mate, get your tickets. It'll sell out because it's fucking at Eden Park. You know, All Blacks are playing Australia. And then a couple of days later, he texts me. He's like, I'll have to get an All Blacks jersey. Fuck South Africa. And I was like, random thing to say. Could pull him up. Won't. Goes out and buys a fucking 4XL All Blacks jersey.
Blacks
Spends
jersey.
$130 on it. And then he finds out that
It was only
Australia's
30. It
playing.
was only $30. All right.
But anyway, so Nux,
She's
you
got the
can't go.
banking details. She fucking knows.
Nux can't go now because your team's made the AFL grand final.
That's correct. Yeah.
So you've turfed it, but you do like AFL. You had a fucking great run in. Did you almost get kicked out of the MC or banned from the MCG?
Oh, that's what. Yeah, this yarn. Yeah, fuck yeah.
So you should've. You're
righto.
right.
So we're in the
Righto.
most expensive
Gets comfortable.
corporate suite. Like it's like $8,000 a ticket.
Yep.
And you've got all these people. The mayor of fucking Melbourne's there. Like politicians, the whole lot, right? So we
Is this
sit.
where you met Albanese?
No, I told him. No, that was in the rabbits
Told him
box.
to fuck
Oi,
off.
oi.
He told Albanese. He told our Prime Minister tonight. Now, like, I love Knuckles anyway, right? Then he rings me. He goes, "Told Albanese to fuck off." I went, "I'm building a statue of you in my fucking yard."
I'll
Bronze
tell,
or silver?
I'll tell the
bronze.
Albanese yarn first.
Yeah, tell it first. I
Fuck
love this
that
yarn.
dog. No, so and this is why, and you and all the listeners and you guys judge me on this, okay, righto? So I'm in the owner's box of the rabbits, okay, and that fucking flog walks in, all good, no dramas. I just treat everyone how they treat me. That's the line. And all I said to Mr. Albanese, I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Albanese," I said, "Can I just give you one hint?" that will potentially, help the country. I said,
So Knuckles is trying to run the country from the rabbit's box.
Understandable.
literally. And I said, mate, all good. I said, if I've annoyed you or whatever. And he goes, no, mate. He goes, shoot. I said, okay, no dramas. I said, why don't you just lower taxes to 10% on income tax and more people that earn and don't, you're not stinging a single mum who's got 3 jobs and that. And so it entices people to work because we can't get people to work because they get pinged past a certain overtime rate and all sort of stuff. I said, the country would just go ahead. I said, even raise the GST if you got to. I said, but like the more people earn in their pocket, the more they'll spend, like your kids will get a new set of braces or stuff or a new car. I said, that's how you stimulate economy.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Literally. And I just said that to him after he said shoot, and he goes, mate, he said, can you leave me alone? He said, I'm just trying to sit and watch the game, not talk politics.
Because he talked truth to him.
And but my thing was, if he was said, hey mate, he said, I'm just here watching the footy, I would go, no, too easy mate, and walked away. He told me, yeah, shoot. I'm like, well, and that's what I said, that's why you're a dog piece of shit fucking cunt that no one in the country likes. To said, fuck you, and just give him a full spray. Because he's Prime Minister of Australia, so he's got no security, a couple limp dick fucks around him. And I'm just like, that is exactly why you're not a person of the people and why everyone hates you in our country. Because you don't even fucking listen. And then just walked, mate, I'm in the fucking rabbit's box. I do what I like. Just walked down, just sat down and watched the fucking footy. I'm like,
and then Knuckles jumped on the back of a crocodile with Bob Catter and rode off into the sunset.
With diesel smoke behind him.
A diesel injected crocodile.
yeah. So that's
Good on you for giving him a spray.
For sure, mate. And I'm so respectful to all that stuff. And I'm like, mate, as I said, if he said to me at the start, no, man, I'm just here to watch the footy, like, fuck all that stuff.
You would have been fair play.
I would have been like, yeah, cheers, man. Like, it's all good. But when you say, yeah, mate, and I give you a genuine idea, I don't go, well, fucking something skew if and fucked out, but because it would have been nothing for him on the same tone to go, yeah, mate, no dramas. I'll put it past the political team on Monday. Thank you very
just
much.
Just fob you off and go, good idea, mate. I'll run it by him. I'll run
exactly.
it through.
That's all he had to say. But, mate, to go that, I went, well, fuck you, and then spray the.
What did you do at the AFL, bud?
Oh, so
if that wasn't bad enough.
That's not bad.
So my wife, Bridie, and another mate of mine, Tobin, were in this, super elite box. Like there's fucking all like the Dacos boys are there. There's so many people, famous people.
I just found out the Dacos boys play AFL last week on my wife's podcast.
Yeah.
I went, who? Jeez, they play AFL. And apparently they're massive.
Yeah, they're pretty handy.
Yeah. I'd never heard of it.
And
I have a sports show.
And I was going to say, and he runs a sports podcast.
I didn't know who they were.
And so we're sitting there, right? And I've gone for a piss. I've come back, and in my chair, where the position of my chair was, is a wheelchair.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let me adjust
I want to
myself.
say, there's no way this man represents me or anyone else in this room.
Just if you're not watching the video, that's the voice of Knuckles.
For sure. So what happens is where my chair literally was, so someone's taken my chair away and put a wheelchair in its place. Okay.
Was there a person in the
got-
wheelchair?
There's no. First thing, there's no person in the wheelchair.
So either they're falling off and they're under the table,
Second,
Or they've realised this bloke needs a fucking wheelchair in about an hour.
yeah,
or
'cause
someone's upgrading you.
exactly saying that I'm handicapped. I thought I was getting taken down in the dressing rooms. I didn't know what was happening. And the funny part about my ticket was, I don't know why, I had a handicapped ticket. And I'm not sure why that I had this handicap ticket. It was just issued from the
They've
AFL
seen you.
to me, and they've issued me a handicap ticket. So in the back of my head, I'm like, oh shit, these guys must think I'm handicapped. What am I going to do? Okay, I'll sit in the wheelchair because it's in my spot at the table. Then I had this other lunatic I just met. He goes, hey Brass, because this is while the whole game's happening and there's a massive glass screen in front of us looking out over the whole oval. He goes, hey bro, he goes, I'll push you out the window in the wheelchair and then you can just watch it from there. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. So this other guy, I had nowhere to sit apart from my fucking wheelchair that was provided. And I didn't tick the wheelchair box off. So I've sat in it. This guy's pushed me over the window. We would have been there for 1 minute, come back. He sat me back and I'm just sitting in the wheelchair eating my steak because I had no other place to stay or sit. And this guy comes up and goes, excuse me, is that your wheelchair? And I said, no. I said, no, it's not. He goes, what are you doing in that wheelchair? I said, well, it was put in my seat position. I said, I had nowhere else to sit. I said, that's why. He goes, and this guy just starts this like manager fella, baldy fella, just starts fucking hammering me. And I'm going, well, mate, I've got a disabled ticket, for one. For two, he's like, but are you able-bodied? I said, I am able-bodied. I
Give
said,
me about
however,
3 hours and I fucking won't.
I was going to say, that's pretty questionable about what time this could have been.
no, it was only just starting, so we didn't even have that much in us. So, and then old mate's up, and I said, mate, so for fuck's sake, I said, did not kick anyone out of this fucking chair. I said, it was one of you or your fucking staff members that put this chair in my position and took my fucking chair away. I said, so where the fuck else am I meant to sit? Right, so me and this fella having an argument, little beyond
old-fashioned ding-dong.
bone to me, like, and my wife's going, shut the fuck up. I'm saying, no, fuck this guy. Like, and I'm like, because to me, I'm not in the wrong. I'm like, and as I said, I have not punted a bloke out of a wheelchair or walked across the room, dragged the wheelchair to me and put it in my position going, oh, fuck, this would be funny to cruise around a wheelchair.
But there's a guy laying behind the lounge going, hey, he's dead. I'm over here.
Exactly.
Who's saying it?
There's a guy dragging himself around
behind the fucking lounge. That guy, the cowboy, fucking kicked me out of his chair.
Like Captain Dan off Forrest Gump.
Give me chair back, you fuck.
Just straight away. So me and him are having a fucking tussle. So little beknownst to me, and all the rest of the table, they're all pissing themselves. And so the chick across from me was actually Tommy Dale's Mrs. Beck. It was one of her best friends, and we didn't even know. Anyway, so she's pissing herself laughing, and this guy goes, oi, it's not funny, you know. And she's like, it's not funny, it's fucking hilarious, cunt. And this guy's like, boss. So he fucks off. I said, mate, well, take the wheelchair away, bring my fucking chair back, and it's all good.
Yes,
everything's
sorted.
okay, mate. I said, not. Anyway, so they take it away, and he's just like, you're disgusting, you're the scum of the earth. And I said, mate, it's on you guys,
What
not
a
fucking me.
fuckhead.
Yeah, so he's just rinsing me. I'm like,
Particularly
right.
when the tickets, like, regardless of even if
you've
you
just
were
pushed
in
the wrong button.
If you've like, and this is not to say that you can pay to get away with bad behaviour, but hospitality is doing something that money can't buy, and that's not fucking what money can't buy. Like the ticket price is so high, hospitality in its truest form is doing something beyond whatever you've paid.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
to treat a guest like that, regardless.
So he
like,
should've
even if you're a
came-
fucout, just diffuse the situation and smooth it all
He
over.
should have come out and go, do you need the wheelchair?
Yeah.
No, I don't need it, mate. There's something wrong with my ticket. Oh,
yeah.
cool.
I'll
We'll
get a
remove the
chair.
wheelchair.
Yeah,
Here's your
Apologies.
fucking seat.
Shit,
Exactly.
my bad.
Yeah.
Here's a beer. Sit
And
down and
he-
enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Right, so next thing, take it away, we sit down, we keep drinking, right? Next minute, knocking, like they go, the same baldy headed fella comes back and goes, excuse me, mate, can you, your wife and your friend come out the front? And I'm like, what? He goes, I said, are we getting kicked out? And he goes, no, can you just come out the front? And I'm like, what's going on, mate? I said, do you realise we paid like $7,500, $8,000 for this ticket? I said, mate, I'm like, tell me what's wrong. I said, I'm not going fucking out the front until you tell me what's wrong. He goes, you need to come out now. I'm like, bro's like, just come out. I'm like, righto. And Mark's a very... But at this point, he's like, mate, he's done nothing wrong. You guys are fucked up. It was just a bit of a joke. There's no malice or anything in it. So we walk out the front. There's 7 coppers and the head of the MCG, the bloke that runs the whole fucking Melbourne cricket round, the whole day is standing there, right?
Fuck. This is all he needs on AFL Grand Final day. This bloke.
Exactly. So by then I'd had a few more. Mark had a few more. And Mark's got the shits because he's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is, you know, so he's getting cranky at them. The MCG blokes grabbed Bridie and I've gone with the coppers. And I'm saying, and I just told the coppers exactly what happened. I said, mate, both my parents are police officers. I'm not being disrespectful. This guy's a fucking cock. I said,
Fuck this
I said,
guy.
I
He
probably
doesn't like bald blokes that don't buy hats. That's where he went wrong. He was off him already because he didn't have a CTC hat on his bald head.
Yeah, 100%. And I just started explaining to him. I said, I had nowhere to sit. I said, this is what happened. I said, like, should I have done it? Probably not. I said, but I had nowhere to sit. And I just explained myself, like, respectfully, all good. And the police, like, no dramas. They obviously went, I said, go to third umpire, check the fucking bunker, have a look at the situation,
footage yet?
do whatever you want to do. Bridie's smoothing off with that bloke from the MCG. Mark's still fucking fuming because, like, A, we're missing out on drinks, and B, this guy's just a cock. So...
You don't want cocks to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. I fight for that reason.
So the police were good. Actually, police were amazing. The cop, the head of the MCG's, okay, no dramas. You know, you can go back in too easy. Righto. We go back in. The old cock stand there like we're walking back in. He's just like fucking staring at me like this. And I'm like,
You didn't. Did
you know, I'm like this. Anyway, so we go down. Fucking sit down, keep drinking. Our mate comes, who started all, he comes out, he goes, oh, he said, so sorry, mate. He goes, you know, these things sort of happen at events, you know. He goes, and I said, no, these things happen because like you cause the fucking drama. I said, you could have been polite to start with, man, but fuck you. And then Bry's going, Brad. I'm going, no, fuck this. And I just give him another rinse. And I said, mate, you could have been polite. I said, how about a fucking lesson from now on? I said, just be polite to patrons. I said, if I was a stick in a just fucking, I don't know if I can say that, sorry, Teagues, timestamp. if I was an out of control lunatic and I was a mess and I was disrespectful and that to you, fucking take me to the clean cleaners. I said, but I wasn't. I said, it was you that started this, not fucking me. Anyway, sort of just head between his tail and kept going. And I was like, what a maggot. So that is an untold proper true yarn from a wheelchair incident at the Brisbane Lions.
There's a lot of it's fucking broken Showbox teeth.
Showbox teeth. She's in all sorts of trouble over it.
Bang, timestamp.
Everything as we go.
We do bleep some stuff. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll get the uncut version on fucking the Sniper Elite then.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
well,
we
there's a bit of irony to that because I don't know if I told this on the last podcast I was at. I flew to Townsville.
This is funny.
You're a fuckwit. I flew to Townsville, right, to a boxing event on the 7th of October. My birthday's the 8th of October, so it wasn't for my birthday, but
It was NRL Boxing Night.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we had front row tickets. All the boys were playing. I said, Buster, come up for it.
So
Too easy.
took us up because we had the fight, our very first fight night coming up the next year. So I thought we'll go and see what it's like.
See what a
how they
fight
run
I
a
had
show
knew
and
nothing
all that
about
sort of
boxing
stuff.
events, professionals. So,
I don't know if I told this on the Rock last time. I've told them on the flogs once or twice anyway. But anyway,
Nelson's off the mark. Big
Soft
Nelson.
Solomona.
Yeah.
He fought. Junior Paulo fought.
Junior Paulo
Jared
didn't fight.
Wallace.
Junior Paulo didn't fight.
No,
He
just
beat the shit out of Ben Hennett.
Ben Hennett.
Like,
Yeah.
to the point where Junior Paulo's mum was yelling at stop hitting him.
Yeah, it should have been Ben Hennett versus Jared Wallace.
Yeah, it was mixed match.
So no one wanted to fight Nelson. No one
Except
fight
for
him.
me, and he
There was
declined, and I was like, hey,
There's
big
like
cat.
60 people, and they all said no, fuck that. And Jay was like, well, how much? And he just goes, yeah, I'll fucking fight him.
Yeah, Jared
So
Wallace got fucking pumped.
Nelson jumped over the fucking top rope and went doof and literally hit his fucking foot, and everyone went, holy fuck. Like, it was just, it was
just
loose, man.
The very
Who else? Matt Cooper?
Matty Cooper fought. We'll get to the
Boxing
to the
next,
airport
sorry.
thing, but at the end, there's this like Brazilian dude fighting some other dude for a world title.
Oh, this is...
The Knuckles is sitting there. I don't know, you guys need to go to a boxing or some sort of MMA event with him because he's a fucking. No wonder they wheel a wheelchair out. They just think he's fucking got something going on. And he's sitting there, right? And I'm sort of. Brycey was sitting in the middle. And Knuckles is, and this guy from Brazil or wherever, he's Argentina. His coach is going in Argentinian, just feeding it to him in Argentinian, and everyone's going, "What is he saying?" Because we were like this far.
Yeah,
Knuckles goes, "I'm an Argentinian translator. He's saying, hit that." And mate, the whole crowd just went fucking burko, and there was a word before that he said that I will not say because Teagues would explode. It was bad. And I'm just going, oh, we're going home. So I got an electric scooter and broke my fucking ankle. What? On an electric scooter going into Townsville. And my wife's picked me up from the airport on my birthday, hungover as fuck, Bathurst weekend. Oh. And she's like, what the fuck happened to your foot? I said, Nelson to Sofamona in a scooter, and then it was Townsville, and she's like, get in the car, you fucking idiot. And my ankle's like this big. But yeah, so I get to the airport, right? And
so I booked the flights.
Qantas, yeah, so he's booked the flight. So I get to Brisbane Airport, drive up. I'm a notoriously terrible flyer. I get really anxious about flying. I just fucking hate it. I hate the landing. I don't mind taking off, and but landing I hate. So anyway, I get to the airport. There's construction going on. There was a bit of a mismatch. Couldn't find my ticket. He texts me minimal fucking information, and I find out why. Get upstairs.
Think about Andrew. Andrew has to know everything. We've got an Airbnb, and Andrew here in Auckland, Andrew's going, where's the motel? I said, it's Airbnb. Yeah, but where's the motel? I'm like, it's not a fucking motel, bro. It's a random
just tell me
apartment
where
in
it
the
is,
city.
you fuck. So anyway, we get to...
I'm not a details guy either.
I am. I need to know everything. So I'm sitting in the Qantas thing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, here's the flight to Townsville. This is sweet. Next minute, this thing comes over to us. Paging Mr. Buster Longhorns Kirby.
Oh,
Long Prong.
Andrew Long Prong.
Andrew Long Prong Kirby. And I went, fuck, head down. And it's like, if Andrew Long Prong Kirby is in here, can you please raise your hand? I'm like, fuck. 3 or 4 times. And I'm just like... And the biggest Fijian looking dude comes over with a fucking wheelchair and a seatbelt. And I'm just going, that's not for me. He goes, yep. And I went, why? He goes, because of your condition. And I went, I don't have a condition. He goes, you do. And I went, I don't have a condition. He's like, it says here, mate, that you require a wheelchair and seatbelt because of your obesity, and you cannot ride on the plane because you freak out. And I'm like, you need to be restrained. I'm like, mate, that is not me. He's like, and everyone else is restrained. But everybody else in there, whole thing's going, that's definitely that guy. Look at that guy. And I was like, I'm not getting in that wheelchair, man. He's like, Fat guy won't get in the wheelchair. so he sort of walked away.
We're going to need another set of hands.
His lady comes out and she just goes,
His conditions are true.
She goes, we don't want to upset you, but we need you in the chair, sir, so we can give you priority boarding. I said, I don't have a fucking condition. She's like, we'll just calm down here. I'm like, fuck. She goes, are you Andrew Long Prong Kirby? I went, I'm Andrew Buster Kirby. She goes, Long Prong? I went, no. I pissed straight at the trough. I don't have a long prong.
Check it out.
I've got a fur hair on a leather coat. That's it. Like, I don't have
He's
a
getting his
dick.
stick out. We need some security.
Yeah, so the Fiji guy's he's ready to go.
Can
He's like,
confirm it isn't a long prong.
But old mate's trained for this. He's like, the big bloke's about to freak out. I'm going to put him in his fucking wheelchair. So it's grand final day for the Fijian guys. He's like, I get to tackle the fat idiot and put him in his fucking wheelchair. I'm like, do I have to get in the wheelchair? She's like, well, you kind of do because it says here you freak out and we have to tie you to the plane. I'm like, I don't have to tie me to the plane.
That's exactly what you want to tell someone with anxiety issues.
Yeah, I was
we're going to
freaking out.
tie you to the
I'm like
plane.
sucking down peppermint like it's going out of fashion. Anyway, this is pre-gummies, so I wasn't even stoned. I'm like, fuck. So anyway, so I get in, and they convinced me. I convinced them they let me walk on the plane. I get priority boarding. I walk on and I'm fucking fuming, eh? And I'm like steaming down the thing. And I get to the front lady, and the lady just goes, oh, are you the... I went, I don't need a fucking wheelchair. I just need my chair. She's like, okay, no worries. And I said, and one of those extra fat guy belts. Thank you. So she has to hand me the fat guy belt. And I was like, thank you very much. And I went and sat in my fucking chair, and I was just fucking steaming the whole way to Townsville. Like, fuck you, man.
Can we cover off the fact that you've been dealing with your mortgage broker? Like, I'll be waiting like fucking 6 weeks for you to tell this yarn. And
Which one?
the
Should we
studio
get
stuff.
The factual.
Okay, so yeah, so we're digging out underneath our house.
Yes.
And we're not putting in a sex dungeon.
So just back it up a bit so that we can back it up a bit. So
Just step out.
this is Christmas.
No, so all it was I wanted to. We got a large floor plan of our house, so I wanted to dig it underneath and turn it into a studio because Andrew's got a podcast now, and we do some different stuff and comedy stuff that I'm doing.
Podcasting couple, that's pretty cute, eh?
We actually we share it. I'm Andrew on her podcast, and people are coming across going, "Fuck, there is 2 Kirbs." I'm like, there's 3. Like, there's Buster, Kirb, and Andrew.
It's actually been amazing because he's learnt that he can't talk over people because he's now the co-host.
Yeah, I'm a co-host.
It's been a life lesson and a good it's good to see you growing, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks. Fuck off. So Angela is the host, and it's called Highly Unqualified, and it was putrid the first 3 episodes. And I'm like, la-di-da, get me to my trailer, this is a rubbish podcast. And now it's taken off and going really well, but I don't speak on it because that's probably why it's good. So she hosts it, and I just sort of go,
yes,
yeah,
darling.
I add my bits. And then every now and then Buster comes out, I'm not allowed to say on it.
Yeah.
And she'll just like, oh, or here, by looks at teeth.
Just timestamp it.
Sorry, Tees, I won't say again, no, I'm sorry. So anyway, so
Be a good.
yeah.
Come on, Teagues, you got one in you. You got one in you.
Come on, one from you, Teagues. Come on, you. We're timestamping it out yourself.
So I've
Okay.
So anyway, I get this cut around with an excavator. No, so I talked to Ange and said, let's dig it underneath the house, and we'll put in like a studio and all this sort of stuff. And I want to have a boys' room, I want to have a games room, pool table, and all that sort of shit, which will be cool. But Moose, my producer, runs around and tells everyone, unbeknownst to me, that I'm building a sex dungeon with leather, whips, and a swing underneath my fucking house. And
epic.
Everyone is asking me about my sex swing, but I've had to tell the fucking. So I told the dude, like the loans guy, he's like, "What are you putting in underneath your house?" I went, "It's just a sex dungeon, man, with swings and shit." And he's like, "Hey,"
because he has to notarise this as a part of the application for loan.
And it's on it.
No, the poor fella realised it went from like $100,000 Renault to 300 because they then had to like stabilise more hooks in the roof. The extra foundations.
More footings in the hole.
Kirb's getting pegged in the swing.
So I've told my mortgage broker that I'm building a sex room underneath my house, and we got the loan. And it's on it.
Yeah. See, me and my wife are doing this thing under the house now.
That's what it's like. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. So anyway, then
Andrew's
Moose
a
gets hold of it.
podcaster, is she?
Yeah. Moose gets hold of it and tells everyone, and it's just going fucking, yeah. And I'm almost like, are you really doing so? It's on the application, man. He doesn't know what to think, the poor dude. He's
I love how they signed it off. I thought
well, it's
what
my
a fucking
personal
lad.
fucking house. They can do what I want.
And if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
I
You
can't
do
have
you.
to borrow money for sex swing.
yeah. Got out of borrow money.
You had to borrow money for the I-beam.
So yeah, so that's what I do.
The I-beam, not sex.
So like, if I've got to transfer money to people as a mate, I will put drugs.
Yeah.
That's the best.
And like Angie's
Sex toys.
Yeah, you got to
Dillies
pay.
and durries and dildos.
You
What
got to
used
pay
be
Angie's friends and stuff.
Durries
And the
and
girls go
dillies.
and they all put money in for fucking presents and all that fucking weird shit women do. And like it'll be Angela go, oh, it's like $100, so I will pay her friend $99.98. And she's got a mate, Tim, and Tim's gay, and I shortchanged Tim. And Tim hasn't spoke to me in a long time over it.
Just because of that.
I got him for about 3 cents. No, he's a figures guy, so he's like, Rain Man.
Just
He's like,
rattled him.
yeah, fuck, I'm getting 3 cents back. I just fucked him up.
I've asked you this. Yeah, because I have to pay the dividends for the events company, and during the
I
week.
haven't looked at what you've put.
No. Actually, it was good for you there.
Oh,
but during the week, at the start of the week, I hadn't paid anyone yet, and then I'm like, yeah, everyone's paid. Because Andrew's like, when are you gonna pay me? When are you gonna pay me? When are you gonna pay me? And I'm like, Andrew will be looking at his account, going,
Where's
well, I
my
haven't fucking
money?
been paid.
Where's
I haven't been
my
paid. I haven't been paid. Just sitting there, just steaming the
2
fact.
years ago,
What you do is you tell him that everyone's been paid, but just don't pay him, so that he's the only one that thinks he hasn't been
That's
paid.
what-
That's what I did. That's what I did. But I hadn't paid anyone. I'm like, oh, yeah, boys, we've all been paid. None of the other boys went, oh, we haven't been paid. They just went, oh, yeah. He's just there going, what do you mean I haven't been fucking paid?
2 years ago, we were in Kyogle, and it was June, right? And we had a dividend of, whatever it was. And they're all talking about the dividend. And I'm like, one of the knuckles went, dividends? He goes, fuck, you literally didn't pay me. You paid everyone else. He was doing it as a joke, then forgot. And 2 weeks later, he goes, oh, fuck, everyone got paid. And then he actually put the money in my bag and went, you fucking idiot. You remember that? Yeah. Fuck, I'm like, God, fuck.
Before we wrap up the potty, can we chat about the gala? Because you're flying us over for the gala, which is incredibly generous.
I just found out it's not a ball. You don't have to dance.
I'm not much of a dancer.
I was
Fuck,
terrified
need some
it was a ball
tubes
that we
on
had to
board
dance
before I
at. He just
dance.
told me this morning it's not.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, so get yourself checked. It's just a charity we've started for prostate cancer, and just thought it'd be fun to have a few of you boys over, and just a rip in on our tour, on our soil. Sorry,
So why did you start it?
mate. So I started because we go to all these functions, and you never know where the money goes. So me best mate of mine, Tobe, and I, he would spend, I don't know, millions per year on charity, and same thing, like he'll ask them for their books and they can never produce it. So he said, well, fuck you, like if I can't see a structure of where your money's going, you got all charities with CEOs that are on these fucking enormous clips
Well,
when
it's
it's
best
wrong.
that he should steal it if the other people are stealing it.
And that's the thing, yeah. So that was our thought. Like, you got these CEOs on all this money, so we're like, well, why can't we be on all this money? No,
Before you finish that off, bro,
Definitely
I was
not.
told a long time ago, and this is something I swear by now, charities, right? If you're going to donate to a charity, look where their fucking head office is.
yeah.
If that head
I told
office
you
is
that.
looking at, if
I
you
told
did,
you that.
if you're looking at a charity to donate money to a charity, and you look and they're looking over the Sydney Harbour Bridge,
Yeah.
you don't give that charity.
Well, this, sometimes, and and this is me not being in the charity and rinsing money. Sometimes part of that charitable arrangement is the office building will give them the office for free. So that's,
we didn't know
can,
that.
that can look bad as well. But I agree. It's like that's why we support Movember. Because they've got full transparency. They just did this massive fucking men's health initiative that rolled out across Australia and New Zealand, and all the money that gets pulled out of the country goes back into that
You
country.
see where it goes.
And there's a percentage of it which goes in this thing called the Global Action Plan. And so, say for example, you went and saw the canine.
Yeah, Canine
detection-
MD, that was phenomenal.
And so, say for example, Movember was to pay for the funding round of whatever that is, and a whole bunch of research that goes into it. Canine MD, as a part of their arrangement and getting the funding, needs to make that information they find available to the Global
That's
Action
awesome.
Group.
Yeah.
So that, because what normally happens is you get funding for, you fucking chew a bit of this leather and it cures fucking Alzheimer's or whatever it is, and they find out along the way that it actually cures AIDS and typhoid and fucking Hep B and C, but because it's not attached to the piece of research they're trying to do, they bury all that information and it never gets seen.
You need to eat
and so
leather.
that's why the guys from Movember were like, fuck that. If you're finding out shit, even if it's unrelated to what you're figuring out, if you find out that Tylenol's curing fucking what?
Autism. Or causing or curing.
causing it, then you have to share that information. So
Yeah,
it's a
100%.
great. I 100% agree too, because there is a bunch of charities, and I'm not going to fucking name names, but I know this, that they'll have a whole bunch of people that work in there, predominantly wives of really, really rich guys, and they all draw salaries of $1 plus,
Yep.
and they need to basically, they'll go, we've raised $6 million this year, but your operational costs are 12.
Yeah.
And you go, well, well, for the 12 that it cost us, we made 6. And if we didn't have these people, we'd make nothing. So,
well, the flogs we support Livin in Australia. Livin's a massive charity. And it's just a couple of dudes who started off, their mate committed suicide. We know where the money goes. They're fucking great mobs. So we love that. So that's what, us personally, the flogs, don't they? You do. But we're with Livin.
I'm Trademark's big.
With Trademark.
Trademark's big for me. And same thing, mate. And the boys like, there's the books. Here's where everything goes, you know. And the biggest thing is, why don't you give 100% away? Well, you fucking can't. You have to have some running costs. So
you've got to run. You've got to live.
You have to have, so, you know, we've got an admin lady does a fantastic job putting it all together. So, and that's what it is, mate. We're hoping on the night to raise $1 million. We do want to give some stuff to that Canine MD. What they're doing, that will they will change. After you boys told me, that will change the fucking world.
It's unbelievable.
It's phenomenal, man. Like dogs and science, like saving lives. Like, and
just give the postcard version because we have talked about it on the podcast before. But
so in Dunedin, there's a research facility that are working with dogs, and the dogs sniff the odor of cancer, and they can tell you if there's cancerous cells in that piss or not. And it's they're currently doing ovarian cancer because ovarian cancer is a silent killer. They say because there's no signs. Because in that area of a lady there can be so many other things going on that it just kill them. But they can smell it straight away. Bowel, so there's no stool sample. It's just a piss sample. They can smell it, and then prostate as well. So they're training.
And they can pick it up
before normal testing.
So that's scientific testing.
So you guys talked about it on our podcast. That's where I got onto it. I went, fucking, I started researching. I'm like, this is unbelievable.
But that's what Pauline said. She said they had so you've got definitive negative. So it's both ways. You got a positive test, but like with prostate cancer, she has to get samples from blokes that have had their prostate out to say that it's a definitive negative as well. Yeah. So I can train the dogs that is actually a true negative, and this is a true positive off the smell. But she was saying in the case that because each single dog they train it to get a different for a different cancer, even though. But she said the dogs, they've tried different cancers with the different dogs, and they still flag it. Wow! But one thing she said, there was a negative sample sent from a specialist to them, right? And one of the dogs flagged it as positive, and she's like, "This isn't right." And she goes back through, has looked at all the stuff. Nah, okay. Puts another dog on it. Bang, flags it. All 8 dogs flagged this negative sample as a positive test. So she said, I'm in this hard spot because the specialist has sent me this stuff as a negative, and I don't want to discredit him or be disrespectful. So she's like, just ringing and said, hey mate, I'm just letting you know, like this is the case. And she said he was amazing. He goes, no, thank you so much. And then they've gone on to be able to do more tests and further find out that person had like early markers of cancer. So what they're doing, and like they said, a dog can smell 2 parts per trillion. So it's like the equivalent of a teaspoon of sugar in 2 Olympic swimming pools.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. So, mate, what they're doing, and if you haven't seen them, and it's currently in the research stage. So my naivety was, fuck you, I'm just going to come and piss in the cup, and they can tell me, and they're that professional. No, it doesn't work like that.
This is walking around his dick.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
Which dog am I pissing on?
Fuck it. I just pissed in the corner, and the dog went past and went like, "Nah, you're on."
Goes,
exactly, hands down. But so if you're not following and that's what I said to him. I said, so at the moment they're going through the whole blueprint to make sure every single base is covered, and every single possible situation, and they're building the whole blueprint of the whole model to then put one in Australia, put one in Europe, and put them all over. But it's currently, you can't just rock up there and go, hey, test my piss, And they've got different doctors around the world and the full team. And mate, it was literally moving. Like it moved me like that. Yeah, they said pick a number, and they put a positive test under that number, and when the dog flagged that number, I was like, I got goosebumps, mate.
Wow.
And like Zach cried and that. It was fucking hectic.
Yeah, it's full on.
But no, so yeah, and thanks boys for giving me that heads up, bro. Like, and even it is a pretty good yarn for this too, man. To get the ladies on to just have a yarn to it about it, like, and what they're doing, mate. Because it's just little old Dunedin in a facility, phenomenal, and it's
and they're fucking really battling to keep the doors open on it too.
They are, mate.
Which is how's that like? How the fuck can we fund all this different shit and not put money into that? Like, that's a real fence at the top of the cliff scenario. You know?
Exactly right. Something that's proven and positive, and it. When I say it'll change the world, it'll change the world. As in, if you were, if you had any thought that you might have it, if you had a chance that you could fucking pick it up early, why would you not want to know? So
exactly.
Dogs
Right, we're
and
going to
sauce
wrap it up
so
for Teagues, guys. This has
was
been an
fucking
absolute
super fun.
fucking treat.
Thanks
We
for
could've
having us,
done
boys.
twice-
Again, like this is the
twice
second
as
time
long.
this year. I love coming over.
If we didn't have
and
the
seeing
Rock 2000, we would have done it twice as long and split the bastard in half.
Yeah,
but
it's cool.
she's a big old afternoon this
you. Yeah,
afternoon.
no, we're looking forward to tonight. It's going to be cool.
What's your
Greenspoon.
plan? What time are you going down?
I don't know. We haven't. We'll just run
Whenever
off you
you
guys.
tell
Just
us.
tell us when you
Jay,
get there.
send them the tickets.
Yeah, we'll just go
One
sort it out.
job.
We'll
Watch
get
me
there.
fuck that up.
We'll sort it out. And I just want to say, New Zealand, Whitakers, keep it doing. Keep doing what you're
I
doing.
saw you on the.
Keep doing what you're doing,
Oh,
Whitakers.
man.
Fucking hell. If you want to sponsor a podcast in Australia, ring me.
It's the best
I love
chocolate.
that shit.
Yeah, it's very
Iron
good.
Cadbury is fucking dead in my house.
And on that note, go well, go long.
And up the Waz 2026.
Next year, baby.
228.
Next year.
Thanks, boys.
Cheers.